Good morning. Today is Tuesday, May 6, 2025, and this is your Austin Daily Real Estate Briefing. Let's just take a really quick look at what's going on with the Austin market, with inventory and everything else. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. We're going to cover the active residential inventory, and as of this morning, we are looking at 16,261 active residential listings currently in the market. That is slightly lower, only by 59, from the all-time record high that was set yesterday at 16,320. Now, out of all of those active homes currently in the market, you can see that 49.1% of those have had a price drop. The number one city leading price drops is going to be the city of Manor, where 84.2% of all of the active listings have experienced a price drop. In comparison to last year, we are looking at a 22.3% year-over-year increase on the number of active listings currently in the market, same exact day last year. And then you can see that in 2023, we were right around 10,000 listings. That's going to be about a 60% increase in inventory compared to 2 years ago. These are the new listings that have entered the market, cumulative new listings entering the market so far this year. We just crossed 20,000. We're at 20,208. Last year, including the entire month of May, we ended at 23,037. We're only May 6 right now, and we are adding approximately 200 listings per day. So you figure we've got 25, 24 days left or so. We can expect another 4,000 listings enter the market between now and the end of May. I do project that we are going to surpass last year's cumulative, which was 23,037. We're at 20,208. Pending listings, properties that are active, under contract, and pending. We are at, right now, 4,879. That is going to be a drop of 2.3% compared to the same time last year. On the cumulative pending side of things, we are down 24.8%. This figure is going to improve because last year's number includes all of May, whereas right now, being May 6, it's a partial month. We're only 6 days into it. We do expect this number to go up. We're still going to be on the negative. I do forecast a negative double-digit percentage drop compared to last year on the number of pending. You can see that the cumulative pending from January all the way through May was 24,787 in 2021. 2024, 20,372. That's a drop of approximately 5%, and actually even more than that. So that's a 4,000, roughly 5% or so. No, actually more than that, way more than that. So you figure from 24 to 23, it was 6% drop. 23 to 20 to 19 was 14% drop. A little bit of an increase 2024, but bottom line, that is a substantial drop. That's a 20% drop, approximately 20% drop compared to the peak of 2021. When we divide the pending by the active, we take the pending divided by the active plus pending. That's going to give us the activity index. That is a leading market indicator as opposed to months of inventory, which is a lagging market indicator. We are currently at 23.1% activity index. That's going to be a drop of 15.5%. We are outpacing last year when it comes to the number of active listings, and then we are below on the number of pending listings, which means that the activity index is down. And we can see that in 2024, the activity index peaked right towards the third week of March. Same thing this year, 2025. But in 2023, the activity index peaked in May. So here we've got 2 years in a row with a very early selling cycle, with escalating inventory along with a decrease in the number of pending transactions, which is why the activity index is dropping. Now let's take a look at the activity index for the top 30 cities within the Austin area. The number one performing city, when you take the pending and you divide it by the active plus the pending, is going to be Kyle at a very healthy 34.2% activity index. And you can see that the least performing city in the area is going to be Spicewood, with a very cool and a very small, a very cold market. In other words, a buyer's market at Spicewood at 8.7%. Now let's take a look at the new listing to pending ratio. This is where we take everything that's new on the market, we add everything that's back on the market, and then we simply divide that by everything that's active under contract plus pending. That's going to give us the new listing to pending ratio. A ratio of 1 is going to be that perfect market equilibrium, where you've got 1,000 listings that come on the market and you've got 1,000 listings that get absorbed by the market. A ratio of 0.5 means that for every 2 properties that enter the market, 1 property gets absorbed by the market. And we can see that so far this month, now we're only 6 days into the month, we do expect this ratio to go up, but we are at a very slow 0.36. That means that out of 100 properties that enter the market, 36 properties are actually being absorbed by the market. And we can see that so far this month, and I do expect this ratio to go up. I do expect it to settle somewhere around the mid-5s, closer to 0.6. It's still going to be within that cool market territory. The redder the graph right here, the hotter the market. Blue equals cold, red equals hot. You can see that the ratio back in 2020, 21, 22 was really red, really hot, really high ratio. That was a seller's market. When you transition towards a blue color, you're going to get more of a buyer's market. Now, when we take a look at the difference between the new and the pending, the number of properties, we take everything that's new, the cumulative new minus the cumulative pending, you're going to get this difference. And so far this year, the difference is at 4,880. The green line is going to be the number of pending properties cumulative year to date. And then the gray line is going to be the number of new listings year to date. This is going to be the difference. That's going to be the highest difference that we have seen since 2004. Cumulative sold, we are currently at, and this is sold per 100,000 population. We really like to index the number of sold properties to the number of people. It's really a good idea to compare apples to apples. And you can see that we're at 362 sold properties cumulative from January to May, indexed by 100,000 people. Now let's take a look at pricing. And let's go down towards pricing and do a really quick overview on pricing. In April, we don't have the data quite yet for May because we're only 6 days into it, but we had a positive month over month on the average and the median sold price for the month of April. We ended April at $592,000 average sold price, $449,000 median sold price. And that is going to be an increase of 2.5% month over month on average, 3.2% month over month on median. We are negative year over year on both. Let's take a look really quick at months of inventory. We are at 5.8 months of inventory. That's going to be a difference of 25.7% year over year. And we can see here the cities that have the most inventory and then the cities that have the least amount of inventory. And we've got Deo, Driftwood, Lago Vista, Marble Falls, along with Spicewood, all tied at 11 months of inventory. On the bottom side of it, you've got Hutto, the lowest inventory within the Austin area. And then you've got the city of Austin at a 6.11 months of inventory. Now let's take a look at the cities that have experienced the largest increase in inventory year over year and then also year to date. Year over year, we've got Driftwood with a 168.6% year over year increase in inventory. On the bottom end of that, you've got Del Valley with a drop of 33.5% on months of inventory. Year to date, Marble Falls, 120% increase from January until now. On the bottom end of it, you've got Hutto with a 31.9% decrease in inventory from January until right now. Let's take a look at the drop from peak on the average sold price. The market peaked back in May of 2022 at $681,939. We are currently at $592,955, and that's going to be a drop of 13.5%. On the median side of it, we are down $100,000 from the market peak, which was May of 2022 at $550,000. We're at $449,900. And let's just do a really final recap right here. So far this year, when you take a look at everything that has sold, the average sold price for the entire year is $565,937. That's going to be a drop of 0.3% year over year. And then on the median sold price, we're at $430,090, and that's going to be a drop of 2.4% year over year. I want to remind you that you can get this daily briefing on our website. Just head over to teamprice.com. You can scroll down, and you're going to see right here the Austin Daily Real Estate Briefing. This is going to give you a summary of everything that I went over. We have 36 reports that we've curated for you so that you can be equipped and empowered within the Austin market, so you know exactly what's happening within the Austin market. You can also navigate to go back to the main page, teamprice.com, and you can go to Insight and Statistics, and you can access individual reports for anything and everything you would ever want to know about the Austin market, the top 30 cities, along with the top 75 zip codes. You can take a look at inventory, sales density, you name it, we've got it. If we go back to teamprice.com, you can also go to Market Update, and you can access data and analysis reports for the top 30 cities along with the top 75 zip codes. For example, if you want to know what's going on in the 78721 zip code, you can access that link, and you've got a really nice report updated Monday through Friday on anything and everything going on within that zip code. This is also available for all 75 zip codes in the Austin area. Thank you so much for joining our Austin Real Estate Daily Briefing. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My name is Dan Price. I am the broker owner of Team Price Real Estate. We have an amazing group of real estate agents that are eager to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. Thank you so very much. Have an excellent day. If you have any questions about the market, if you have any real estate needs, please reach out. Please let us know, and we look forward to helping you.